Why talk about writing? All of our writing experiences will vary. Some of us have fond memories of writing, while others of us have negative memories. Many of us have a combination of both. Being able to reflect on past writing experiences will allow you to gain understanding into your current attitudes toward it. Learning how you feel about writing now will help improve the type of writer you want to become. The following are excerpts from two students. Student number one talks about the process of essay writing. Notice he writes his obstacles, his feelings when facing those obstacles, and what skills he has learned to help him become a better writer. The first essay I wrote was difficult and hard to write. I didn't know the first step on how to put an essay together. Every time I would start, I would tear the paper up and have to start all over again. I knew what I wanted to say, but didn't know how to put my ideas together. Throughout the semester, I've learned more and more about the process. I've learned to pick out my topic. I've learned to think about the most important subjects of the topic. When I'm finished, I know to sum up in the conclusion after I've checked to see if I've used the correct grammar and punctuation marks. The essay that I've enjoyed writing the most was about my deceased sister. She would have been so proud of me. We used to write a lot of letters to each other. She would have been so proud. She always said I had good penmanship. She said I should further my writing more. She would be pleased to know that I'm back in school. She would be even happier to know that I'm doing very well. She would have enjoyed reading my essays. I think I'm at a point now that I could write about any subject you throw at me. I think that it would be a pretty good paper. Essay writing has turned out to be creative and fun. I will graduate in the summer of 2004 with a degree in human service technology with a concentration in mental health. I plan on taking my new skills with me to my new career. I plan to use my new skills on writing an essay on why I deserve a raise. Okay, good. So then I would like to read for you student number two sample. This essay illustrates how he describes his writing experiences. Notice the details he remembers, he includes. The details he can't remember, he states that he can't remember them. What you need to do is that as you write, remember about your earliest experiences. Also notice his thoughts on finding his old writing samples and how he measured his improvements. I made my first experiences in writing in the first class of a secondary school. The first day of school, we got a school book called Fabel, with which we learned to read and write small words containing 3 or 4 letters. We had to write capital letters in little boxes. The consonants were written already, and we had to fill in the vowels. Step by step, we learned how to write A, O, I, E, and U. Isn't that the opposite? Anyway. The first letters I wrote were O and A, like in Oma or Mama. Later, we still had to fill these little boxes, but they were forming sentences. I can't really remember when I wrote my first sentence or a small text in school, but some years ago I discovered my old Fabel, and between the pages I found a small sheet of paper. It was a letter I wrote when I was in the first class, a letter to one of my classmates whom I liked. The small text had a lot of grammatical mistakes, and the handwriting was rather shaky. I laughed about and discovered how my handwriting had developed in a totally other way. In the later classes at school, I wrote papers about my holidays, which were about 3 or 4 pages. Okay, good. So, the third example that I have for you is an excerpt for you to read to illustrate a secret. Published writers struggle through a few drafts before the final draft of their book is ready for publication. Check out what Anne Lamott says about first drafts. And there is a word that I won't say, I'll just say crappy. So, excerpt from Crappy First Drafts by Anne Lamott.